What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Lykeminded Podcast with the Win Group. And to be honest, it's good to be back. So today we have a very special guest, one of my clients, Mr. Sacad Guled, owner of Coherent Transportation, Sip Society, Guled Ventures, you name it. The man of the hour is right here. Welcome, my brother. How's everything going?
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Really glad to be here. I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Jet lag, came back from a trip, but we came here to make it happen. I told him I'm not missing this episode. We're making it happen. We're bringing him on, and we're going to learn a lot from you today. So, I mean, dude, let's get it started. How has everything been with you so far up to date this year in 2024?
First of all, thanks. Like I said, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, bro. Things have been moving, very busy, but busy is good, right?
Yeah.
Rather than sitting somewhere. A lot of different projects. Sip Society, which you're responsible for finding the place. So that's gonna open in the next couple of weeks. I'm coming out with my book about motivation and entrepreneurship. So a lot of exciting things are happening, and I couldn't be any happier.
Nice. I mean, you guys heard it, the coffee shop, the book. The guy is doing it all. One thing that when I met you, I was interested in and I was actually fascinated by was your start on how you kind of jumped in from, traditional, corporate, everything was moving. So then you decided to take the step to opening up your own transportation company. So take me back to the very beginning on how that started and what made you really jump into it and the steps you took and the downfalls you had and how you came back from those downfalls. I mean, it's a good story to learn from.
No, definitely. Well, for me, I never thought I would be able to work for someone for the rest of my life, right? I always felt like I had more to bring to the table. And working in successful companies, having an IT background and all of that good stuff, you have to bet on yourself. I betted on myself. I said, if I can really be successful on my current job, why can't I do the same thing at something that I really, my own equity type of thing, right? So it was hard first to take that risk, but I had to trust my guts. I started a transportation company in 2016, 17. I didn't have a lot of contracts. I just waited, a lot of rejections, a lot of schools telling you, oh, you're small, we're not able to give you, chances, we're not able to trust you, but I just kept knocking that door, and then when I got my first contract, everything's about maintaining that service level, maintaining your brand, and then it's a small community, schools talk. Most of my clients are by, referral type of thing, so I'm grateful, but it's been a hard journey, but it's worth it.
I mean, 100%. I mean, you said the key thing is maintaining the brand. How hard or easy has it been for you to kind of build the Guled brand, because you're your own brand. And I know you started doing the venture company and transportation, so it's growing. So how have you managed to grow it at such a successful rate, but still maintaining the core values of what you started with?
Absolutely. A great question. So for me, right now, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, sometimes we tend to chase the money, right?
Yeah.
And then we forget the brand. So for me, every year, if I want to add a new client, a new school, I can't, because there are a lot of schools that are looking for a great service provider. But for me, it's a no for me. I'm like, you know what? Let me make sure that our current clients are happy first. They are happy first. Our level of service is great at the highest, meaning that we have no room for error. Once we do that, then we can add on. For the last 2 years, I haven't had anybody, but this year we added one more school because we feel like we have the capacity. But maintaining your brand, to answer your question, is holding your employees accountable. So for me, I have managers that really do what they're supposed to be doing, checking on all these drivers, checking on, talking to the schools on daily basis, on hourly basis, making sure everything's okay. We are going to schools, we are visiting the schools, making sure that our service that we're providing is great. So that's how I maintain my brand.
Nice. I mean, it's hard going across multiple industries and doing so. From your experience, what do you think new entrepreneurs, people coming in, what do you think the biggest mistake they make is? And from looking at it over the years, how would you advise them to fix it and implement the solution to at least make their journey not the easiest, but easier and more fruitful?
Good question. I would say the money will come, the opportunities will come. Maintain on the relationship. Focus, maintain a good relationship. Focus on the relationship. Focus, the connections. Because, Jay, right now, if me and you have a great relationship, and for example, I didn't have a contractor that would build Sip Society, but guess who came through and put me through? Jose, a great guy, you, right? So that means you value my relationship, you value what I bring to the table. So people will be able to do that for you. So some of these schools that I'm contracted with, some of these partners that I do business with, when they respect your relationship and they value your relationship, they will be able to bring you more business. So make sure that current relationships that you have, especially the partnerships, the people that you do business with, are happy with your service level, and they're happy with your relationships. So that's my biggest advice I could give.
Yeah, I mean, we're all about helping the people that we care about and to see them succeed. And big shout out to Jose Becerra with YB Construction. To be honest, because we have such a good relationship with him, we trust his work and we know his work, we feel comfortable in giving him to our clients. Yeah. Just because I don't want you to go and do trial and error with different people. It's all about connecting each other with the right people who have the same mindset and same values, so that I can see you succeed. Because I don't want you to have your work be delayed by 2-3 months because you picked the wrong person. I could have helped with that, but I didn't. So it's very key, like you said, the connections and the network and making sure you put like-minded people together, because at the end of the day, it's your what's the word? Reputation.
Reputation.
It's your reputation on the line as well. So
and Jose has been great. He's been great. As soon as I called him, I said, "Hey, Jay Mawas, gave me your contact information." He was really happy. We met at the premises, and right away, he knew everything. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, this is a small project." He knows a lot of people in the city, from the city side with permits and all that stuff, and place is going great, So really thankful for him and his team and the work that they're doing. But most importantly, thank you so much for really connecting me with him. That was really awesome, man.
We try. So we talked about transportation, and then we just took a big jump to coffee. They're not related.
Absolutely.
Tell us how that came about. Why that came about.
Good question. So I've always been a coffee enthusiast. I love coffee. You've been to my office in Wilmington, downtown. I have, the espresso machines and all of that stuff. So it's always been a dream of mine to own my own coffee shop. And that dream is here, thankfully. The idea is not opening one coffee spot and letting it go. This is going to be a chain. Starbucks started with one building, so my dream is to expand to that, industry, huge industry, very beneficial and very, profitable industry. So for me, and I feel like the coffee shops in Minneapolis, I know a lot of great coffee shops, but I feel like, they're lacking something. And that's if I'm being honest, meaning that, the times, some of the, menu items and, all of that good stuff. So for me, I want to be creative and add a couple of nice items on our menu, open a little bit later than others. So just to be a little bit separate from the rest of the guys. But no knock on the coffee shops that I know, shout out to Wesley Andrews, who's really helping me out. Great guys, Johan, Jared, Wesley Andrews. If you have never been there, go check it out. Great coffee shop. So, but I do want to make sure that the industry that I'm going into is a very huge industry, and I want to take advantage of it.
No, absolutely. We're excited to go check it out. We did the deal. It was pretty straightforward. Thankfully, everybody wanted it to happen. So I'm excited to go have it be my coffee shop. Yeah. Once it opens up. I know you brought up Wesley Andrews. It's the idea of guidance, kind of people working with you throughout the process, something you haven't done before. Taking it back to when you first started, let's bring up mentorship. How important was mentorship for you? And if you can share, who was that mentor that you found in the beginning that kind of put you in that position to grow and learn and get experience from?
Absolutely. great question. And even in my book that's coming, there's a whole chapter about mentorship. I think the biggest success a young entrepreneur can really see is having a mentorship. Mentorship is really a key factor in your upcoming, So for me, when I was coming up, my uncle, who's, an amazing guy, like a father figure for me, he always, told me what's good. He always told me what's right, what not to do, and gave me guidance. There are a lot of kids in today's society that have a great heart. They want to do something great, but they don't have the proper guidance. They don't have somebody that will whisper in their ear and say, hey, this is the right thing to do. So mentorship, especially when you change their life for the better, there's no better feeling than knowing that you have an effect on somebody's life, especially on a positive way. So for me, mentorship is a key. If you are a young businessman or a woman or entrepreneur that is seeking for a great place in your life, please make sure that you find a great mentor that can really guide you.
No, that's 100%. Mine is right behind that wall in a meeting right now, and like he said, it's about changing your life for the better, and you need somebody who has a good heart to help you do that. You can have good mentors, and you can have bad mentors. Not bad mentors in a way where they don't guide you to get you to your goal, but they do it in the wrong way where they don't make you do genuine things to get genuine results. So you always have to find a way to protect your energy by who you're bringing around you, and it's key. Dude, I'm excited for the book. What's it called?
Breaking Barriers and Building Dreams.
Any ETA on that, or?
Probably in November, December.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. But you will be right there on the,
Can I get a signed copy?
Well, of course, Jay, man, come on, man.
Nice.
You're my guy.
Nice.
You've been looking out for me for the past 5-6 years, ever since I've known you. People think, and I want to tell people, we haven't just met through this coffee process.
Yeah.
You've been looking for Coherence for how long? Since 2020, right?
Since 2020, yeah.
Yeah,
4 years going on to 5.
5 years, So
Yeah.
great connection, great guy, really. I can say that you really contributed so much towards where I'm at today. So I really appreciate it.
It's in this industry you have to nurture a relationship. If it's 2, 3, 4, 5 years, my thing is don't be frustrated that you're not there yet or nothing's happened. It's like it'll come, and the relationship is what's more important than the transactions. You have to keep nurturing or fostering the relationship, making sure that you get to know that person on a deeper level so that you can actually understand what their needs and wants to be able to provide the immaculate service that they deserve. And I know it goes the same way in his industry too, is you have to know what they want, because it's not just a one-off service.
Oh.
It's a continuous, lifelong service that you have to provide.
Absolutely. And like you said, why would a school change their transportation if the service is going great? People like to see consistency. That's the key word, consistency. You have to provide a consistent energy towards your clients, your connections, the people that you are around. And one thing that you said is, energy changes everything. So always, seek for a positive energy. If you have a business with someone, make sure that you keep your service level at a consistent basis where people will never look, or you don't have to give them a reason to look for another vendor. So
Yeah.
definitely, the
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
For sure.
So I have a personal question for you. Aside from the business, what drives Sacad as an individual? What's the thought that keeps him up at night that he needs to achieve that? What drives you?
Good question. My family. I'm really happy about my family. I have 3 little girls. So for me, I want to make sure that my girls and my kids have an opportunity that I never had growing up. Especially coming from Somalia. Not saying that my dad never took care of me. He was my best friend. He was a guy that really guided me to where I'm at. At a young age, alongside with my uncle. But my girls give me a purpose to live. Every morning when I wake up and I see them, I'm like, this is who I'm doing it for. I have a purpose in life, and my purpose in life is to put my kids in a place where they're very successful, and any young, the youth in the community. that really need my voice, so that's really what drives me. To me, I really don't care about how much money I give it to someone, because money or any other material things come and go. But when you really, hear somebody that come up to you and say, hey man, you helped me achieve this goal, or you really helped me to be where I'm at today, that makes me so happy, man. So that's what gives me a purpose, but mainly my girls.
Would you say fatherhood kind of changed your way of thinking from prior to being a father and then after being a father? You think it, I mean, assisted with, you becoming even more successful, but how did it help with that?
Oh, for sure. 100% for sure. When you become a father, it's a whole new game plan, a whole new game. You don't think about yourself anymore. Every single thing that you want to do, these kids are involved. You want to buy a nice pair of shoes, you go like, man, should I make this choice? Should I buy these shoes, or should I just put this money for my little girl, for my little boy? So fatherhood, man, it teaches you patience for sure. I was never, and it's not, you don't have to really talk about all of your good, characteristics. If sometimes you know me very well.
Yeah.
Every year I feel like I become more patient. When I was younger, I was never a patient guy. So being a father, it will teach you. It will teach you what's called patience. These kids, you have to be patient with them, and then that carries over to the rest of the world, dealing with your professional network, your friends, people that you do business with. So it really changed me.
So you think that was the best choice of your life, was becoming a father?
Without a doubt, 100%. That's one of the things that I'm really proud of myself. I was having that conversation with my wife last night. Actually, it's so funny that you're asking me. She asked me, what's your greatest accomplishment in life? And I said, having a family and being a father to 3 beautiful daughters. So for me, man, I can't, the rest of my, accomplishments, all of these companies that I own, is nothing compared to the value my family brings to my life. So,
That's really beautiful to hear. As somebody who's not a father, it really kind of puts things in the right perspective to think of it that way. What would you say is kind of your biggest mistake that taught you the biggest lesson in life?
Not being able to, find guidance. As a young businessman, you always think that you know it all. You know it all, and then you feel like, what people tell you don't really matter. Oh, I don't care what really people tell me. I know how to do it. I'm going to go do it in my way. No, sometimes it's not about, what people want to tell you. If somebody that has been there already try to advise you on things that can help you succeed, listen to them. You respectfully have to take the feedback, whether it's a criticism or whether it's a praise. You have to take it and then analyze it in your own way. When you go home later, Jay advised me on this. What should I think? Should I do it? Should I not do it? But always take that advice. Listen to people. That was my biggest mistake, because I made a lot of mistakes as a businessman, and if I would have listened to people, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, dude, we're in a shaky kind of part of the year with the debate that happened last night. Things weren't really looking good for the future, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's politics. You will never understand politics. That's why it's called politics. Yeah. But for you as a business owner, over the next 6 months, what are you looking forward to overall in general? Kind of the foresight you have. What are your plans? What are you looking forward to? What are you excited to execute on?
Yeah, like you said, the country's future is really in a bad shape right now. Whether you support either party or whatnot, I really want people to, especially the American people, to find end meets. People able to, because as you know, there are so many people out there, struggling, that are able to even can't provide food for their kids and families. For me, anytime you wake up healthy, anytime you're able to provide for your family and the ones that you love, it's a great feeling, and you have to be thankful. So for me, for the next 6 months, aside from all of these businesses and ventures, I'm looking forward to being healthy, helping the need, trying to pray for a better America for sure.
100%. And then, for for the businesses, what is your, I'd say, 5-year goal?
Yeah,
Because I know you have goals. I know you know where you want to be in 1, 3, 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shooting for the 5-year, where do you want to be?
Absolutely. Keep scaling. Look for the better opportunity. Under Guled Ventures. Definitely. Look for the better opportunities. So for me, my next 5 years is I want to plan them right now, and I have been working on that, and open multiple Sip Society locations. That's my biggest goal right now. And then keep shining with my current partners through Coherent Bus Company, and just keep trying to do my thing.
What do you think is the key to scaling?
Keeping your brand, keeping a consistency service level, and maintaining those relationships. It can't get no better than that, for sure.
I mean, that's true. It's a tough, as an entrepreneur, it's very tough to, from the last episode, when you wake up every day, I know Stas said that you choose the shit sandwich you want to eat.
Yeah.
So was it something along those lines? I think so. But yeah, it's tough. Every day you wake up, there's a new problem, and I think being able and willing to understand that something's going to come up every day and you're going to need to tackle that problem. It's just a matter of having the mindset of not getting frustrated and knowing that your job is to solve problems day in and day out. No matter what the problem is, it's just about how you react to it. So with that said, it's the coming 5 years are going to be tough, but I know you're going to get through them like you always do. You've proven to have a successful track record. I think what would you recommend to me as a young entrepreneur coming up and working with you, and you've seen me over the past 5 years? What recommendations would you give me? Because I'm curious to know.
Yeah, I don't know if I could give you any recommendation because it seems like you got it under control. But
there's always something.
Yeah, but to go back to your, the thing that you said about when you wake up in the morning, life gives you a lot of surprises, right? So you just have to. You can't wake up every morning and think that everything will be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There are bumps, there are bruises, right? So for you just to be able to have a thick skin.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to, find out what you're made out of and not get frustrated at all. But for me, the only recommendation I can give you, to be quite honestly, bro, is just keep smiling. Because that smile, I've never seen you get frustrated. I have been deals with you where we were not the favorites, right? And you always told me, hey, Saad, man, it's going to be okay, bro, this is not a one-night thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be able to secure the next deal. So always, the positivity because I'm an individual who, if things don't go to my way, sometimes I can show a little frustration, and you've seen that from me. And it's not something that I can hide, But for you, you always kept that smile. You always kept the positive energy. You always, uplifted me as a younger entrepreneur. Seriously, the only advice I can give you is, bro, you have a great way of maintaining a relationship and a great way of keeping a positive mind. So never change that, because that's not something that a lot of people have. So that's the only thing I can give you. I can tell you.
I appreciate it. That's good feedback to hear. We're nearing the end of the podcast, and I just want to give you the time to say what message you just want to give to all the viewers that are watching. What do you want them to take away from this? And what do you hope to give the people, essentially?
Yeah.
What message you want to give them?
Definitely. Go out there and dream. Don't listen to people who will tell you that you're not able to accomplish a goal that you really have in mind. You just gotta be out there and live your life within your own terms. Because we live in such a complex world where people will distract you, where people will tell you, this is not what to do or whatnot. Just go out there, try your best every single day. When you come back home, if you look at yourself in the mirror and say, did I get better today? I think you won. So keep getting better every day, work on your goals. There's a lot of opportunities in this country, and you have to be able to grab those opportunities and build your future.
That's phenomenal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Coherent Transportation, Sip Society, Guled Adventures, new book coming out. Stay tuned for all of this stuff because I'm going to make sure I keep updating you guys. We're going to make sure we update you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you on the next episode. Thank you, my brother, for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Really
Thank you, guys.